trying to figure out how this works here tremendously.
Hello everyone, my name is Austin Ayers. We are currently tracking a severe weather threat for today, May 26th, 2023, which is Friday. We are up early in the morning doing this forecast and analysis report there. I have Matt in here with me as well. We are part of SVR Stormz, SVR Stormz with a Z, SVR Stormz, and we're going to give you the enhanced risk analysis today. Over to you, Matt.
Yeah, guys. So this is going to be a really, really interesting day. Let me just kind of go to this here as well. Pull up the velocity and stuff, or not velocity, the enhanced risk for today. We got a lot to talk about, guys. There's a lot going on today. Definitely I think an above average day than what we've seen all week. Probably the best start we've seen for the last couple of weeks here as well. I'm going to let this load in here. You can see my screen and everything, right? Just making sure.
Yeah, we are good here.
Okay. Yeah, and if you want to, you're good to say anything you want. This is on both of us here because we got this both going as well here. So, yeah, but why? Let me get this more set up here. If you want to say some things, you can say some things. I'm still trying to get this going here on my end.
Yeah, sure, no problem. So we are tracking some severe weather that's going to be spanning up from Montana down into South Dakota, Wyoming, Nebraska, even out into Colorado, and then it even gets more intense as we get back once again into New Mexico and Texas, where we have been seeing the severe storms around Tucumcari and Clovis. This risk here today is actually going to be pushing a little bit further south, Kermit, Hobbs, Morton, even out into Brownfield, Andrews, Carlsbad. And that's where we see the enhanced risk with a 5% tornado risk, according to the Storm Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma.
Yeah, it's going to be a really, really interesting day here. I'm still trying to get my map to load up here. It's being really wonky. My whole computer's just being super slow right now. I love it.
It's probably
guys, we're going to have a 2%
coming.
Yeah, no joke. Absolutely, guys. We're going to have, I may have to actually reset this here. Not my stream, but there we go. But yeah, guys, we got a really, really interesting threat today. We're going to have slight risk up into the, Wyoming, was it Colorado, North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana. Those storms are definitely going to try and produce some damaging winds, some tornadoes I think are going to be possible with that as well. But as we get into Texas tomorrow as well, I think that the tornado threat, and this is my honest opinion on it at this point, just kind of looking at what the models are putting down, but I think definitely we could be seeing some potential long track tornadoes tomorrow. We'll just kind of watch it and see what happens. But yeah, my map here is just being slow and I love it. So y'all just kind of bear with me on this.
I feel you entirely. I just tried to load up the specific, like the tour risk and all of that, and it's just completely bonking out there. I wonder if the National Weather Service is getting a little overloaded on their edge servers, which is possible, because I haven't had this issue in quite a bit. This is kind of rare. We may have to revert over to the actual SPC website.
There we go. I think I might got it to pop up here.
Did you? My WSV3 was completely just down.
Yep, we got it here. It's coming up. It's just really, really slow. Just really, really slow.
Yeah, it is. It 100% is.
But yeah, if you guys are on here, I'm going to try and monitor both of my comments here as well for you guys. But basically, like I said, you can see where the marginal risk is, the slight risk in the yellow, the enhanced risk in the orange. Level 3 is the orange enhanced risk. We've got a 2 in the yellow, a 1 in the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wherever you're sitting at this point, you need to be watching out for your weather today. It's definitely going to be, like I said, very, very interesting. I think the tornado potential is going to be the best further down south as of right now. But, it's just something that we have to potentially, watch on all ends of things here. I've got to plug up my computer battery now, so give me one more second here. I'll send this thing as being absolutely stupid tonight. I figure we try to go live and this thing just wants to not work.
Yeah, I know. We were completely fine there as we were covering that massive storm that was coming into Clovis and Grandy and Tucumcari. Yeah, it's completely weird. I'm not quite sure. I'm not even able to load up any of my maps over here. That's typically not normal for me.
It's just being slow.
Yeah. I'm
I
gonna
gotta plug in my charger real quick. That's what it is.
I think my issue
Y'all
is...
just bear with us. We're having some technical difficulties tonight.
Just a little bit. Yeah, because I'm looking here as well. I'm wondering if it could be something with Ellison House, because the day one outlook is still also not updated through Radar Scope.
Yep. I'm crawling back over here, y'all. Bear with me. We love technology. It's awesome.
Absolutely. Not quite sure what's going on there.
Make sure I got this pulled up here on my end. Okay. Why do I have captions generated on this thing? It's not what I want, but okay. Turn off captions. Okay, there we go. Sweet. Okay. Anyways, guys, back in here. Let me look at the live chat here. We've got Oklahoma City questions, guys. I think Oklahoma City for today is going to be okay. You guys should be fine. Going into North Texas, we're going to have to watch out for you guys. I'm going to go back to the map here and try and explain this to the best of my abilities from top to bottom. This thing is really, really laggy right now, so we'll just have to bear with it. We've got a marginal risk, like you guys can see here, into Montana, into the tip of North Dakota. We've got them down here into Wyoming. That slight risk does include central parts of Montana as well. This goes down here into, like I said, Rapid City. You're on the edge of that, here into Nebraska. We've got, I think, about 10 states potentially seeing severe weather today, and it's going to be a pretty interesting day. Like I said, I think these storms are in that environment. We've got an upper level low that's going to be ejecting here out of the West Coast. This is definitely going to bring that upper level energy needed for these storms to last longer. I think eventually what we're going to have tomorrow going on is we're going to have discrete cells start in both Texas and up into Montana, Wyoming. Basically, this whole entire area here is going to see supercells pop up in this whole entire pretty much marginal risk wherever you're at. And then we will eventually form, I think, a line of storms from Montana where that upper level low is going to develop. And then it's going to very much just lag down with the cold front or dry line or whatever it decides to be tomorrow at this point. So just a lot is going to be on the table today, guys. And you guys are going to have to bear with us today because, you know, like I said, it's very, very question mark. You know, this is our first, I think, big risk for the week. We've had a couple slight risks. We did have an enhanced, was it yesterday, Austin?
Yeah, we had
was that right?
We had a slight risk yesterday, which would have been last night, technically. We had a slight risk for it. We did not have an enhanced.
Right.
Pretty sure.
I thought we did. No, we did have an enhanced. We had it because we woke up the other day and it was yesterday.
It's looking like it was.
I think we did have an enhanced.
Looking like it was slight.
Maybe it was. Okay, maybe I am tripping on that. Okay. Anyways, yeah, whether it was a slight or whatever it was. Anyways, basically, guys, this is the highest threat we've got all week. So we've got to take this one seriously. We've got to take this one. You know, there's a lot of people's lives. We've seen a lot of these storms that have been over the same areas here. You know, New Mexico, Texas. I think this is going to be the biggest tornado potential. We've got a 5% risk here with that slight and then into that enhanced risk as well. The damaging wind threat is going to be the highest to the south down there as well. This is also going to include a hatched hail risk, which is going to be 2 inches or diameter bigger with the hail side of things. So that's, you know, huge when it comes to the hail side of things. And then, like I said, the damaging wind threat, I think the higher up as you go towards the Dakotas and into Montana and Wyoming is going to be the best threat up there. But we could see some isolated tornadoes up there, I think, as well, potentially. So it's just, you know, it's just another thing we've got to watch out for at this point. I'm going to try and read some of these comments here as well.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, so there was an enhanced risk last night. That's what it was, because I've got people in the chat saying it from Bucks too.
Oh, I just looked. SPC only issued slights though. I just looked through their archive.
Okay,
it was only a slight. Yeah, it was only a slight. There was a couple mesoscales. We were expecting an enhanced, but they pushed all the threats down to the Mexico border, is what it was. Because there was only 2%. Right. There was only that 2% going down in south of El Paso.
That's right. Okay. Yep. Okay. You're right on that one. Okay. I don't know why I would keep thinking that for some reason. I got people in the comments that were saying that, but I didn't know. Okay. But anyways, regardless of what risk it is, if you were in a level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever risk it is, you need to be taking these storms very, very seriously. we've got, like I said, all hazards on the table today, guys. These storms are going to be, like I said, in an environment that is going to be able to have a low-level jet. We're going to have an upper-level jet. We're going to have Cape values that are going to be pretty decent. But like I said, everything is on the table for today. Honestly, I would say if you are in, New Mexico into, the Lubbock area down here into Texas, you got Midland, Odessa. Yeah. If you were really into any of these areas at all, I would definitely be taking these storms seriously because, it'll be Friday night. A lot of people are going to try and go out. It's Memorial Day weekend. Everybody's kind of either driving for plans. You guys have got to take these storms seriously tomorrow. So, if it means you canceling plans to keep yourself safe this weekend, absolutely go for it. That's just another thing that we're going to have to look at as well for this whole entire pretty much week here.
And this does include,
trying to make sure.
Pretty sure here, there's a significant hail threat as well that hatched area for Roswell, which is a highly populated town there. I mean, granted, you guys are technically, and I say technically, in a 2% risk for the tornado threat. You guys are right on the line to that 5%. You guys are right at that mixing bowl of where all that convection starts to begin. If you guys haven't seen it, just above you, just north of you by probably 90 miles or so, you just literally would see right over Tucumcari. They just form right there. You guys should definitely be taking it seriously. Roswell, Carlsbad, going out into Lubbock. It's a nice size span that we do have here. And mind you, polygons are just polygons on a map. They're not, storms don't follow polygons, it doesn't get to, oh, hey, under the polygon, we're going to just stop. Polygons are the most educated guess that meteorologists and forecasters can make to alert an area that, hey, be on the watch,
Absolutely. No. I think we have a good chance of getting a tornado watch tomorrow. I think for that slight risk and enhanced risk there for. Yeah, and like I said, anytime that tornado potential is 5% or higher, they typically usually do a good job at that. I'm hoping that they do that. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I still think there is a potential, and we're not going to sit here and speculate this all night long. We're just going to kind of go. I'm going to say what's on my mind at this point. But I think there is a chance that we could see an enhanced risk potentially for up there in the northern plains. Like I said, the upper level and the low level jet are really kind of dependent on that. But I think if we get some of these model runs before tomorrow gets going here to potentially up a little bit, we could see an enhanced risk up there. We'll just see. If not, regardless of, and it doesn't matter at this point. If you're in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you've got to take these storms seriously. I'm going to try and pop up the timing of these as well. Let me.
Yeah, and I mean that.
What I'm going to do.
Wow, what's that?
Go ahead. You're good.
No. I was just gonna say, that 2% tornado risk as well. It is just right outside of Denver to the east of you guys. Starts technically at Fort Morgan, but again, should always be weather aware. To that, it's a little close to Denver as we get up more north.
Right. Yeah, Denver. Like I said, the terrain up there plays a huge difference as well. I just went ahead and ended my Facebook one because I think with me trying to stream on this computer until I get a better graphics card and a better PC system, it's gonna lag anytime I try to do more than one, which is fine.
Yeah,
I just went ahead and ended
totally
my Facebook
understand.
one. That's what I noticed.
Gotcha.
So I'm gonna keep it on TikTok. But
yeah,
we're good,
it's looking better here as well right now.
Yeah, we love it though. We love technology, guys. It's freaking awesome. But yeah, going into it though, I'm gonna pull up the timing. I need to do that. Where's it at? There we go. Okay. Zoom out here, pull up the models for tomorrow. By the way, really, really quickly, while I was thinking about this, excuse me. We've still got a severe thunderstorm warning out, by the way, guys, here for 1 to 0.75 inch hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. This is gonna be out, for what is this county? Southern Quay and northeastern Curry County. This is out for golf ball size hail, guys. So it's 2:30 here in the morning Eastern time, 1:30 Central time, and you guys have still got a storm producing golf ball size hail. So this storm complex that's going on right now, a lot of heavy rain, mostly some winds, and then like I said, we've got the one storm that's producing that severe criteria. But if you're in Amarillo over here, you're getting ready to see some pretty decent rainfall here, which this area needs rainfall. So that's a really, really good thing as well. But I'm going to go ahead and jump over here to the models, and we can just kind of look at, I guess, area by area here and just kind of digest what's going to happen with this. Let me check my comments here and see if I've got anything. Guys, yeah, so in the comments, guys, I'm seeing people asking about timing. So it's gonna be later tomorrow afternoon. I don't think it's gonna be starting late night. It's gonna still be going through the late night. But the most of the timing on this is gonna be afternoon thunderstorms. So let me load this in here. You guys can see this. Pop this up here as well. This is loading. Gotta love it.
Yeah, so if I take a look here at the, let me pull up, here we go. So if I'm starting to take a look at this, we're going to, obviously some of these storms come from the overnight that we were looking at, but primarily the ones that we are going to be watching is probably right around that 4 p.m. That 4 p.m. mark appears to be it.
Right.
About 4 p.m. we start to see them start to form. Here. And then at least that's for the southern one, for that southern. And that'll start to break off right around midnight. These are going to be some, I don't want to say slow-moving storms, but they could be faster. As far as looking up there at Denver, the Denver and Wyoming area, you guys are going to be primarily right around that 2 p.m. mark. We may start to see some of these start to progress 2 to 3 p.m. And they'll really start to fire off. What I'm looking at here, right around that 9 p.m. mark, and they'll continue most likely well into about 2 a.m. That's what I'm seeing here on our reflectivity model on the HRRR.
I want to say one thing really quickly, though. We've still got, if this line of storms tonight holds together, we've still got storms with overnight tonight here around noon tomorrow. So this line, or whatever's left of it from tonight, it's still showing here potentially around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We'll see around if that potentially is a thing. I think that it's just going to be rain, nothing severe with that. We'll just kind of watch it. But like Austin was saying, though, I think, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock here, you can see this is the big story. This is why the tornado chance is the highest down here. We have individual supercells, and I'm going to pause this here for just a second so you guys can see this. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe one down here to the south, maybe some here as well outside the risk zone. That's always a potential. These are the storms that you have to watch out for that largest tornado threat. They are individual. They are in an environment that is untouched. They are not, clustering and all trying to fight for different pieces of, atmospheric energy or different kind of things. When you get discrete supercells that are, as organized as these could potentially be, that are with upper level jet, with low level jet, that have K values, high dew points, this is the perfect breeding ground for tornadic supercells. And I think, once again, New Mexico, I'm sorry to say this to you guys, but here coming in the day 3, 4 of this, you guys, I think your largest tornado potential is going to be today. We've seen some storms already here over the last couple of days that have produced some bad weather, but I think these are the ones that potentially could be doing that. We're going to have to watch New Mexico all the way down here to Midland as well. Lubbock, I'm sorry, guys. You guys got that magical bubble that works every year. Maybe you guys can work out another miracle tomorrow and see if it happens. I'm hoping that go to the hourly here again. We can show this. We get into 5 o'clock. These storms are very, very, very discrete. These are going to be producing large hail, damaging winds potentially in excess of 60 to 70 miles an hour. And like I said, these are the tornado potentials. And these are, like I said, we're not trying to scare you guys, but these are the ones that you listen and you look for on textbook classic paper. This is textbook picture classic supercells you're looking at.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Austin, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I mean, we're not trying to scare anyone here. Anyone can definitely see what we see. You have multiple tools available. The National Weather Service Storm Prediction Center has these models readily available. Pivotal Weather. I mean, there's a lot that goes into the whole meteorology side, but for the Storm Prediction Center to issue an enhanced risk, they just don't do that willy-nilly. They have a very strict process as to how they issue these, and there's a lot that they're keeping an eye on. They're keeping an eye on up in the high plains, up there into the mountains. They're watching the plains out here down in Texas and New Mexico, and not even including the little tropic system we have that's going to be coming up into South Carolina and North Carolina tomorrow. This is a trifecta of a systems that we are looking at.
Yeah, it's gonna be really, really interesting tomorrow. Like I said, I'm gonna go up here to show you guys the north as well, but just kind of give you all another picture here. 9 o'clock at night, we're still dealing with discrete cells, especially down here towards that New Mexico line. So, yes. Or the Mexico line. So we're gonna have to watch those as well. New Mexico, Courtney, I see you in the chat asking about Hobbs. Where do we have? Is Hobbs anywhere within this vicinity of this risk area? Let me make sure we've got. I think it might be. I'm gonna make sure on that. Let me type it in real quick. But yeah, guys, New Mexico, Texas, we've got a dangerous threat tomorrow. You guys know how these work. You should have had dress rehearsals all week at this point, the way the weather has been. Make sure I've got this.
See, I just gotta say, I've never used the Radar Omega. Having that search function is super, super nice.
Yeah, they're smack dab in that enhanced risk dead center.
That is, yeah, you can't get any more center than that.
I appreciate it, Matt. You're freaking awesome. Matt in the chat, by the way, guys, he's an amazing storm chaser in here. He's been a huge part of the family here as well for a while. I don't know if you've met him or not.
No, I haven't.
Austin, he comes in my chat a lot, but he storm chases professionally. He's really, really good. So he's actually in the new Twister movie. We're not going to say that, but
oh, gotcha. That one we were talking about. Okay.
Yeah, he's a good guy. But yeah, nice. Super, super awesome. I appreciate it, Matt. And then, like I was saying, Courtney, Hobbs, New Mexico, you are dead center in the enhanced risk tomorrow. You need, honestly, at this point, if you have plans tomorrow afternoon, I would stay home. This is asking for tornadoes potential tomorrow. You have that risk there. You have a hail threat. You have a hatched wind threat as well with that and everything. So you have everything on the table tomorrow. If you have plans, I really would advise staying home tomorrow. Take a day off to work. Just get yourself ready for this because we've seen these storms over these same areas for the last couple of days, and this does have the potential today to be the biggest threat all week. So, this could either underproduce or overproduce, and we're hoping that it underproduces, but with the dynamics that we have in play for tomorrow, this could go really quickly wrong, and we're hoping it doesn't, but it can.
Yep, exactly.
So, yeah. We can shift up here to the plains because I know a lot of people are asking. I'm a little bit iffy, too. I think, obviously, you can't cover everything in a risk area. I think, you can, but you can. But there's probably going to be some dangerous storms as well in this area that's not got that slight risk. Watching there to the west, or was that to the southwest there of the Colorado state. But basically, Pueblo again, potentially could see some storms. Anytime you see these classic supercells here that are having this little like appendix look, you watch these that kind of have that. If they do get tapped into that low level jet, they can rotate and they can drop tornadoes. Yep. They can do damaging winds. So, and then we get up here, like I said, into the further part of the plains. And this is really where more of that damaging wind threat is going to be a factor tomorrow. We can see that low setup over here. You can see that counterclockwise spin here. But if we watch this is, 9 o'clock tomorrow night. We've got a damaging line of thunderstorms moving through here through Colorado, Wyoming. This is going to be going into Nebraska, South Dakota, Kansas. These storms aren't going to stop. They might weaken overnight tomorrow night, and I'll show this here so you guys can see it as well. But they are going to cross the line. I think a lot of them are going to weaken in Nebraska and Kansas, but where closer you are to that low is where those storms are going to last longer. And you can clearly see here, this is 3 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, and we've got this thing just spinning. But if we look earlier in the day, this is going to start around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock tomorrow. We're going to have individual cells through Montana and Wyoming that do start to form. This is where that highest, I think, tornado threat's going to be tomorrow if we have any up here. You can see here with the initial low pressure, the closer you are to that low, the more typical, rotation, whatever you want to call it, where these storms form. I don't know why I hit play button on that, but you can see here around 8 o'clock, we're really getting into the thick of it here. We've got cells up here to the north, so it's just, we're going to have to watch about 10 states tomorrow, guys. It's going to be a busy day. It's going to have, a lot go on. It's going to be overwhelming.
It's definitely going to be a busy day. We're going to try to have all hands on deck here. We got the small tropic system coming up into the Carolinas. We got this one again right over New Mexico, and then we have just a conglomerate mess of stuff going up into the high plains. Being honest here, as we take a look, Montana, Idaho, Washington, Oregon, parts of Nevada, and California, Northern California, you guys are all going to have, whether it be scattered showers or thunder, strike of lightning, you're all going to have that. But our primary severe threat and risk is going to be primarily focused on Montana, Wyoming, Colorado, New Mexico, and Texas. Now, I'm not saying that definitely can't change. Weather changes and it can change rather quickly. So we will adjust our coverage as needed to where the most severe threats are going to be.
Yep, absolutely. What you guys are seeing on the screen here too, this is our landfalling system. It's not a tropical depression or a storm. It doesn't have a name on it, which is, that makes it better for the media side of things, I guess. But still, we are going to have a disgusting mess here in the East Coast this weekend. If you are in Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, maybe even parts of the Western North Carolina mountains over here where Tennessee is potentially, we could be seeing a lot of rain. Basically, a lot of rain is guaranteed at this point.
Yeah.
The damaging winds that are going to come with this landfalling storm, I think if you're closer, typically with most of the times, anytime we have a landfalling system that is tropical, it is rotating counterclockwise. Anytime you have those outer bands of this storm or even closer to that center, that's where the strongest winds are going to be. I want to go ahead and say right now, we've been talking about this, the social media sites have been talking about this all week. If you are in the Carolinas, if you are in Georgia, even on the coast of Florida, you're going to have rip current issues. You got beach plans? I'm sorry, guys. It's Memorial Day weekend. This storm is going to be stuck, and it's going to get stuck for a couple of days. We could be looking at rainfall and basically high rip currents all the way through Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. So this storm is going to make landfall this week. It is going to, or here tomorrow, it is going to stall out, and it's going to potentially drop, anywhere from a half a foot to a foot of rainfall in a lot of these beach areas that haven't seen it in a while, that don't really need it, but, they're going to get it anyways. And then, like I said, with those outer bands, we have to potentially watch for spin-up tornadoes as well. I'm going to show you guys this as well here. This is, Saturday as of right now, but as you start to work in, once that low pressure system comes in, these little outer bands that start to come in off of Wilmington, Southport, Myrtle Beach. Where did that go? There it is. Jacksonville. These outer bands are the ones you have to potentially watch out for those rotating cells. The storm, like I said, is already rotating counterclockwise, so you're initially pulling in that lower level rotation. The upper level energy is there with the storm at height. So basically you go low level surface all the way up, and that wind is changing counterclockwise the whole time. So you get these rotating supercells that can drop a couple land spouts. We can see water spouts. I think the water spouts are going to be pretty decent across the whole entire coast as this thing makes landfall tomorrow and Saturday. But regardless of that, if you don't see that, you're going to see the rip currents. You're going to see some wind. You're going to see a lot of rainfall. It's basically just going to suck this weekend if you're in the Southeast. I'm sorry, guys, if you're planning on going to the beaches. This whole entire area for Memorial Day weekend is usually really, really beautiful tonight and nice to be at. But I'm sorry, guys, it's just going to suck. So,
yeah,
like I said, if you got plans, honestly, stay home and just do something different this year. It's just going to be awful.
Yeah, I know. I completely agree. This previously was a tropical disturbance, wasn't it?
Yes, it was a disturbance. They put the 10% on it, and now it's not going to get it.
That's okay. So that is what I thought, because I remember seeing something come up, and then they kind of took it back down and
yeah,
left it as the way it was.
Yeah, and these storms are so tricky when they form so close to home. It's always, like what if we have a warm sea surface temperatures. It's so close and hugging the coast. It's just not got a lot of time to get itself together. So that's a good thing. We don't want these things to develop, but too bad. And like I said, here's the worst part about it. It's Memorial Day weekend. Everybody wants to go to the beaches to be out for the weekend. And like I said, if you're planning on going to the beaches, and I know that South Carolina, North Carolina, that's where I'm from, guys. I'm in North Carolina.
Yep,
I know that whole Southeast beach line, it makes money. They get tourism. It's just going to suck.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. I mean, we've been tracking the whole tropics for probably about a week and a half, 2 weeks now, and that one did kind of break off a little bit more than we were expecting it to. I think that's still going to affect that low pressure sitting over your area. It's not going to be hovering over Atlanta, Georgia now, but it's going to be up in probably the South Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky area, the Ohio Valley.
Yep.
More or less. I mean, the Ohio Valley is kind of a loose term. Anyone considers basically the Mid-Atlantic to be the Ohio Valley, but basically where the Appalachians is.
Yeah, we got a new severe thunderstorm warning here once again. This whole line of storms here in New Mexico, the Tuca Camari, anybody that's been in that area for the last 3 days, I feel you guys. Large hail, damaging wind. We had a tornado the other day.
Absolutely insane.
This is just awful. It's and I hate to see this. We don't really talk about the West Panhandle part of Texas seeing storms on repeat, or New Mexico. This has definitely been a first for me in my streaming experiences.
Right.
But it's been interesting. We've seen some really, really intense storms, and I'm hoping these are not new cells that are developing south of this now.
It's just absolutely insane with what's going on.
Yeah, we've got some new cells developing.
We completely feel for you guys over there tremendously. We really do.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be hunkered down in an RV near a lake south of Wichita Falls. Yeah, guys, Jared, just be safe. Just be, I think Wichita Falls is going to be okay. You guys are way off from it tomorrow. So, do we have a day 2 or a day 3 yet? We have a day 2. We don't have a day 3 yet.
We have a day 2. Day 3 is going to be coming within 45 minutes.
All right, that day 3 is going to be interesting. That'll really clear up some things as well as coming on Sunday. So, I think once we get into, I'm going to go ahead and pop over to this really quickly, and we can look at the models, I guess. Like I said, guys, if you're anywhere in this area tomorrow, please just stay home. Just if you have work, get out of work by 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, please, for anything. Just make this a lot simpler for a lot of people. Travel-wise, it's Friday. Thunderstorms on a Friday are going to be awful anywhere you go, I think, at this point. Everybody, once again, it's a holiday weekend, and, this is what makes me nervous. Severe storms on a holiday weekend mean potentially more fatalities, and I don't want to see that happen. It makes me very, very nervous. So,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, especially down here towards that New Mexico, Texas panhandle, and even up into the beautiful Rockies up there. I mean, it's June. It's almost June, guys. A lot of people, and this is another thing I want to say as well, a lot of people don't think we can't get severe weather for the month of June, and guys, that is wrong. I'm just going to say that right now. It's definitely going to be a thing here. Okay, let me make sure that I've got this popped up so we can talk about this. I love the transition. This is so nice.
I know, it's super smooth.
By the way, all my people in here that are tapping the screen, you guys, I appreciate y'all tapping the screen. You guys are freaking awesome. Okay, here we go. So we're going to go ahead and look at this kind of piece by piece here and trying to just do this the best way possible. This is the 850 millibar, or not 850, this is the 500 millibar. This is our jet stream in the atmosphere. This is what controls our weather patterns, our low pressures, our high pressures, our temperatures, basically everything you can think of that goes on in the atmosphere. This is what controls that. If we don't have anything in place, typically most of the time the United States is just dry and quiet and there's not much going on. We got a hell of a lot of active stuff going on right now. I'm going to show you guys this right now. We've got a low pressure that is developed here over the basically our trough, our jet stream, low pressure, whatever you want to call it. They're all pretty much the same thing here. This is set up here over the California coast. This is going to move up here towards the northeast here. You can see that dip, that U shape. Anytime you were on the negative tilt side of the trough here, which is where what is this? Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, Wyoming. We got Nevada there and a little bit into that, but you can see that. Oh, shucks, I didn't mean to do that. You can see that full display area there showing where that negative tilted trough is. Typically, when you have a negative tilted trough, that amplifies the moisture. We get moisture bringing in from the Gulf. We'll get it from the west as well. It just really kind of sets the stage for everything. And with that upper level energy too, that helps strengthen storms aloft. That keeps storms healthy. That keeps them long track. That keeps storms overnight. That's really what helps these storms just intensify and last a long period of time. And, as of right now, going into tomorrow's threat, it's going to be a relatively weak front, but we are going to have enough there to amplify storms. You can see with a low pressure up here towards the Rockies, that will bring in that highest potential for that threat, which is going to be tomorrow, obviously. Today, technically, at this point. And, as that goes through the afternoon, that does shift off here to the north. I think we'll see some leftover severe weather threat on Saturday again as well. You can see on the southeast side of things over here, we've got a low pressure that's our storm for the week. This is our upper level low that's causing all the rain and all the storms here and just horrible conditions in the southeast. This is basically going to sit there for a good amount of time. This thing doesn't leave until about Tuesday, at least of what I'm seeing on that end of things. And then, our storm system for the weekend here in the plains is gone on as of Sunday, hopefully Sunday night into Monday. And then we get into Monday and Tuesday here. Tuesday is looking like we might have a weak upper level low that's going to develop off the coast again of the west coast there where California is. This might bring us some severe weather. I think, our severe weather chances for next week potentially might come into play until after Wednesday. We might have a Monday, Tuesday quiet period. We'll hopefully maybe get a break for a little bit. We'll just kind of see what happens with that. But as we get into, like I said, into Thursday and Friday here, we're going to have a upper level trough that's going to really, really deepen closer down towards the California West Pacific line down there where it was that New Mexico, or not New Mexico, Mexico is. That could potentially, the further deep you go down towards the south down there, that really, really amplifies that jet stream aloft, and that pulls in more moisture. So the deeper that trough is, the more moisture you're going to pull in. And we can see on Thursday next week, the 1st, this is, and another thing as well, guys, you got to think about. These are models, we are taking these verbatim as well. Anything that is more than 4 days out at this point, I really just, I watch and I study. It's not very confident wise. So we're just kind of showing you guys how this is kind of looking. But we get in the next weekend, the 2nd and 3rd of June, and it looks kind of quiet. So we'll just kind of watch it and see. Maybe we'll have a quiet spot here from June 2nd next weekend all the way to the 5th, hopefully. We get into the second official week of June. This is the 6th, and this is where our concern is going to start to turn. I think we are going to have an active June pattern potentially set up for the 2nd and 3rd weeks of June. This potentially we'd be looking at a upper level trough developing once again in the West Coast, bringing in a very, very large supply of moisture for the Rockies, the Plains, Texas. This is concerning. This is going to potentially bring upper levels or upper 60s and 70s for dew points. This is, like I said, 2.5 weeks out, so we're going to have to watch this super, super closely and just, see what the models are going to do with it. We could wake up tomorrow morning and this could change. But as of right now, if I'm looking at this model and I'm just looking at the jet stream, do what, Austin?
I said that's all we can do is just, kind of wait and just see what happens because, right. We could try our best.
Absolutely, yeah.
It sucks. Our best, but
it sucks. No, yeah. Absolutely, it sucks. It sucks just playing in the waiting game because we want to tell you guys what's going to happen and save your guys' lives and keep you guys informed, and we can't do that with the way the models are. So, but yeah, so just kind of looking at this, I'll show more stuff later on because I really don't want to get people in a jitter about it because if we show you guys the other models, you're going to flip out. So we're just looking at this jet stream right now and we're saying, hey, June 2nd and June 3rd, we could be active, really, really active. So potentially this June might make up for the month of May. We'll just watch it and see. But we could, like I said, wake up tomorrow morning and this thing completely changed. So I want to say this now. A lot of people think, once again, that the June month, July month are supposed to be quiet for tornadoes. That is not true. June is the most third active tornado month out of the whole entire year. This could make up for the month of May, just kind of watching what these are doing. But if we can get a upper level pattern to eject like you're seeing here and it go up through the Midwest into the Rockies, this is a huge severe setup potentially for that 2nd week of June. So we're going to have to watch this, keep you guys informed on that. But, just kind of going forward with it. I think June's going to be interesting coming into play here for the next couple of weeks. I think next week will look good. Potentially next week we could be a little bit quiet. I'm hoping that's the case. We need a break, at least for that end of things. But we'll just see what happens. Austin, you got anything?
Yeah, no, I mean, I definitely concur with pretty much everything you said. Never take everything for verbatim after a week out. It's just kind of a way that we are able to take a peek and, kind of get prepared for something. We always hope we're wrong in a way because, with what we see, it could definitely pose an issue later on. But again, just like we said multiple times in streams, if we're wrong, that's actually a good thing because then that means that the worst thing we were expecting is not actually going to happen.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. We hope we're wrong. I do want to say one thing. I meant to show this to you guys earlier because my computer was lagging, but this is our low-level jet for today technically now, and I'll show you guys tomorrow here. We've got a huge upper-level jet that is going to, or a low-level jet here for Kansas, Nebraska, and the Dakotas. This is where that tornado potential is at. I'm still really deeply concerned. I think we're going to obviously this is late night tomorrow night, that tornado chance all the way from Texas up in the Dakotas. I think if you're in South and North Dakota tomorrow, if we get any of these storms to be isolated or single cell after, 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock tomorrow night, I think that tornado potential chance really could increase in the Dakotas tomorrow. Just kind of looking at what the upper level and the low level jet are doing. Anytime you get the winds in the upper level going one direction in the south or in the low level going south, you get that winding change or that wind change with height. Excuse me, that is what tornadoes need to form. You get all different levels of the atmosphere rotating, and then you get a tornado to pop out. So I think our problem for the last couple of days with the tornado chances that we've had, we've seen a couple brief touchdowns, nothing long track, nothing that's been on the ground. We've seen a lot of tornadoes try to be produced, but we've just not had a crazy, consistent low-level jet that's been able to rotate these storms with height. We've had upper level, we've had moderate level, but we've had not really any low level. So these storms have really tried, but I think, like I said, today, Saturday, and potentially on Sunday, depending on what we get for Sunday's severe weather threat, is really going to potentially set up for that. And I think today is going to be that largest threat for the week for those tornadoes to potentially happen. And then, we get into next week and we can look at that all we want and see what happens. But, I'm not going to talk about next week really until that gets here. Exactly. So we got to talk about. We got to get through today, guys. We got to get through tomorrow and Saturday.
Exactly. That's just a big thing. You know, don't want to get too much in a tizzy here about what could be, and then you wake up 3 days later and the whole model changes.
It happens tremendously. I think we got a new. Is this an extension on that warning? These storms are not moving at all. 1.5 inch hail still with this.
They are just staying there.
It's just crazy. It's just absolutely crazy, guys. I mean, I've been speechless this whole week. We got a little bit of something here in the Grady area. I don't know what that is. It literally looks like the same map from last night.
Mm-hmm.
I kid you not. The same exact map. So yeah, I'm going to pop up the tornado, the parameters, not the parameters, but the outlooks really quick so you guys can kind of get a deep dive into what we're looking at today. Once again, tornado-wise, we've got a 2 and a 5. So with that 5% being there as well, you know, it is higher than that too. This will be the first 5 that we've had all week, I think. No, we had a 5 earlier this week, I think. Did we have a 5 earlier this week, or was it me just thinking again?
I'm not. No, we did have a 5 earlier this week. I'm almost pretty sure.
Okay.
I'm almost positive.
Okay, I think we did too.
Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
Right. Okay. So if you're in Levelland, you know, Lubbock, you're on the edge of the 2%. I'd still watch out. Kermit, Hobbs, if you're in Hobbs, I had somebody watching at Hobbs earlier here a little bit ago. This is the bullseye for those tornadoes tomorrow. We're going to see those supercells rotating very, very quickly tomorrow. You know, anytime these storms get to go, we could just potentially watch that. Odessa area, you guys are in Odessa is actually right on the line there for that tornado threat. So you guys got to watch out there in Odessa, Midland. A lot of these cities here, you know, that have been seeing these storms on repeat are going to have the highest potential tomorrow. We've got a 2% that extends all the way up here into the tip of Colorado, right on the line there. Down through New Mexico, we've got Clovis once again, Hereford. I mean, Reed Timmer, for instance, he's just got the perfect setup. He's not had to go anywhere this week, which is crazy. And then we've got Roswell, New Mexico, Fort Summer, Santa Rosa. I mean, you guys pick and choose where you're at on the map here, and you can see that tornado potential there. Like I said, we do actually have a tornado chance up here. We do got a tornado potential up here into Nebraska and a little bit of Colorado and Wyoming. We got Torrington, Wyoming, Scotts Bluff, Nebraska, Alliance, Sydney, Sterling. You know, these areas have a 2% as well. So we've got a pretty big tornado parameter for tomorrow. It's not like up there, but it's big enough to be like, hey, we've got a lot of rotation in the atmosphere tomorrow. These storms could definitely produce.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, Sharina, I'd still be watching out tomorrow. We've got a little bit of a different situation set up. And I know a lot of you guys are like, oh my gosh, we've been missed out for a while. You know, it takes one storm. It really takes one storm. And I want to make sure that people understand that regardless if you see storms every day, if you've got a past history of them, storms don't care. They're going to go where they want to go. We've seen that happen the last couple of days in a row. We've seen storms think they're going to go one direction and then they turn. So
yep, exactly.
This is another thing that concerns me, the 30% chance on a damaging wind threat. You can really see the fact that these updrafts are going to be tremendous tomorrow. I really think this is, like I said, this is a bullseye for the wind damage tomorrow. Midland, we've got Hobbs again, the same areas that are in that tornado threat. And then you go way up here into Colorado. This is a big old damaging line threat here as well. So that's pretty tremendous on the damaging wind side of things. And then we go to the hail. The hail always impresses people. I don't know what it is about hail that just falls and just people are just like, oh my gosh, this is crazy.
Right.
It's crazy to watch it, but it doesn't come when it breaks your windshield. But this is another big factor. And this is why I think that we have the potential for long track tornadoes. And, you know, this is not put in the NWS or anybody else, but this is kind of my opinion on this. Anytime you get a hatched hail risk with this is meaning, hey, we've got very, very large sustained updrafts in these thunderstorms. And they've got a level 3 out of 5 risk on this hail threat as well. And it's hatched. So that's, you know, like I said, 2-inch or diameter bigger. Typically, when you have an upper level jet that's progressing like this, you're getting that large level or that upper level energy. Now that we have low level appearance there as well, this is the perfect kind of formula for long track tornadoes. Not saying we're going to have any, but if these cells are to get discrete enough, we could potentially see some of these storms break away. And if they were to produce tornadoes, potentially produce for a couple of hours. It's definitely possible with that kind of mindset in play. And I, you know, like I said, a lot of people could probably argue with me on that, but that's, you know, I'm using my best judgment and my best opinion on that. And I'm going to say potential for long track tornadoes. It's not a hatched risk. You know, I think that maybe potentially if the models even were to go crazier tomorrow, I could see a 10% hatched risk on a tornado. We'll wait and see what they're going to do with it tomorrow, but I would not, honestly, Austin, I couldn't rule it out. I really couldn't.
I mean, definitely, you're 100% correct on that. Hands down, yeah.
It makes me nervous.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely does. The way that it is just, I mean, this is day 3 of just being right there in that same area. I mean, that atmosphere is just, you know, they are the stork to the babies, you know, it is just...
Literally.
Boom, it's right there.
It's definitely crazy. I'll show, I know a lot of people are asking in the chat here again the timing on this, so I'll show you guys the timing on this one more time. But like I said, guys, at the beginning of the stream, if you guys have plans tomorrow, please don't go anywhere. I mean, and like I said, I know it's Memorial Day weekend and people aren't going to listen and they're going to be like, hey, it is what it is. You know, this is a chance. You know, what's the odds of it happening? It's the odds of it happening is the case about it. Like, you just got to be taking these situations seriously. And, you know, I'm hoping at the end of tomorrow when we get storm reports that we don't have any fatalities with people. But, you know, this is a populated area, especially here in West Texas. There are people that do go to West Texas for, you know, wherever reason they're going to go for. And anytime you have these type of situations in place, it is definitely concerning. So, like I said, at this point, I just really hope that people take what we're saying seriously and they, you know, listen and they keep themselves up to date, you know. Let me pull this up here one more time. I'm waiting for the 6OZ to update. Dallas Fort Worth, you guys are good, by the way. I saw somebody asking about that in the comments. Work, that's why you come to... Yeah, no jokes, Sharina. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, guys. So here's the timing of this one more time. Let me hit the play button here and kind of show y'all this. So this is what we're looking at. We've got that hatch tail risk. You can see this, the storms here. This is, like I said, this is the concern. This is 6 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. I think this is the potential highest for these storms. You know, the 6 to 9 o'clock time frame tomorrow, I think at this point, would be the highest for that, you know, large hail damaging wind. But you can see all of these supercells here clustered. This is Hobbs. You know, what is that? Carlsbad, Kermit, Midland, I mean, Lubbock, you guys, you know, you're out there on the doorstep with this, but potentially this, you know, northeast or whatever track these storms are taking, these storms are discrete. They've got hail cores. They've got everything they need to get going. So it's just a matter of, you know, I think Lubbock, I think you're going to get storms tomorrow, and quote me if I'm wrong on that, but this model specifically here has got them in that vicinity, and then they look like they're going to break up. So we'll just watch it and see. You know, Lubbock, you might get lucky again tomorrow, but potentially these storms that do develop tomorrow here in that early time frame, you know, like I said, the threat that is down here south of Texas is different than the one in the northern plains.
Right, exactly.
These are going to be typically lighter, longer, potentially supercells, but then it looks like after about, you know, midnight they die out, which is good. So that's your typical daytime heating supercells with all your ingredients. Yeah. You move up here to the north, and it's a whole different story. You've got an upper level low that is officially like organized, and it has got long track storms with it with the damaging wind threat. So I think the damaging wind threat is going to be the highest up here, like we were saying earlier. I think all of that is going to be there potentially for some of those rotating supercells, but that's what we look at. And then, you know, I'll go ahead and show Saturday just for the heck of it, but we've got a marginal risk that extends pretty much this whole exact area again on Saturday. And you guys can see once we get into Saturday here, this is the afternoon. We've got discrete supercells once again, and this is the concern that I have for Saturday. Again, that upper level and that low level jet that's going to be present over the Dakotas. Yeah. I think any of these storms that get going on Saturday, you know, they're very singly by themselves here, could potentially rotate and produce tornadoes. So I'm not saying every tornado or every storm is going to produce a tornado, but the opportunity for these storms to be isolated and to be able to tap into that ingredients in the atmosphere could potentially do that. So that's huge. Absolutely huge.
It's high. It's high. I'm so sorry, I'm hiccuping over here. Yeah,
no, you're good.
It's definitely a high risk. And again, I want to stress that the Storm Prediction Center does not just issue enhanced risks for fun. They don't, you know, they don't just do that. There has to be criteria that is met. They're looking at the HRRR, like Matt is now. They're looking at the NAM, the GFS. They're looking at all these models. They're actually looking at the meta reports going on. And I want to mind you about Grady, New Mexico tonight. I mean, we have a mothership that has literally just been hovering over the ground, bringing in all this air from the upper atmosphere as well.
Yep. It's been crazy down there. It's been crazy.
You know, we're going on day 3 of severe weather for these poor people around Clovis.
Yeah, it's... Well, God bless their souls.
And Clovis already claimed one wounded veteran storm chaser, you know.
Yeah. Yep. I saw that. Yeah, you were telling me about that. That's interesting.
Excuse me.
Really quick as well. I want to show y'all Saturday down here in Texas again. This is Saturday's forecast for that marginal risk. You guys in Lubbock, this is 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. There's your storms. Plainview as well. Clovis once again. So we're going to have a damaging wind threat in Texas on Saturday again. You can see this kind of develop here as we get through 7 or 8 o'clock on Saturday night. But there you go. So 1, 2, 3, third day potentially on Sunday. We're going to wait and see what this new risk is going to be here on Saturday. We got a mesoscale?
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, let me pop this up.
Excuse me. Yes.
We're just full of it tonight, guys.
Sorry about that. There we go.
No, you're all good, bud. You're all good. I think we're going to get our viewers tomorrow. We'll see about it, because, you know, I've only got 13 people in here right now. I think everybody's sleeping. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, which I don't blame them.
Yeah, I got 16 over here.
Yeah.
It continues.
So waiting on that day 3 to come out.
Isolated large hail and wind damage will be possible over the next few hours from eastern New Mexico into West Texas. A small severe thunderstorm watch may be needed depending upon convective trends on the next hour. The latest radar imagery from Lubbock shows an MCS from northeast New Mexico into the Texas Panhandle. Several storms are ongoing along the southwestern edge of the MCS, where the RAP has the mixed layer cape in the 1,000 to 1,500 joules. Additional storms have recently initiated further south in the area southwest of Clovis. These storms are likely developing in response to warm advection associated with the strengthening low-level jet. In addition to the instability, moderate deep layer shear is present across much of the southern plains. The Lubbock radar has 45 to 50 knots of 0 to 6 kilometer shear, which will support continued severe storm development. Wind damage and isolated large hail will be primary threats. The duration of the severe threat remains uncertain. Convective trends will be watched over the next hour to determine whether an additional watch will be needed by Broyles. So Broyles is on tonight.
Yeah, we've still got cells developed to the south here as well.
Broyles is one of the well-known guys.
We'll get rid of his hiccups. Guys, we've been trying to get rid of Austin's hiccups for a while now. It's just not happening.
Cassidy gave it to me. Cassidy started this.
Yeah, Cassidy, it's all your fault.
Cassidy started this.
It's crazy. It's so freaking crazy. It cracks me up.
I'm trying to be professional over here and pretend they're not affecting me.
Right. Does that continue into Sunday? So yeah, we're waiting on day 3's outlook, guys. It should be coming out here anytime at this point. You know, we'll just see. You know, if I think Saturday's got marginal right now. I think Saturday is going to get upgraded. Obviously, we'll see it potentially maybe even upgraded at noon tomorrow when they do another scan. But we've got to focus on today, guys. Today is going to be a very, very large, dangerous threat from Texas all the way up to North Dakota. So, you know, a lot of people's lives are going to be at stake today, and we're going to try to do our best to give you guys the best information we can. I myself am going to try and go live as much as I can when I can, guys. I have to, you know, be at my other job today, so, you know, we're going to make it work. We're going to see what we can do today, but, you know, regardless of that, we've given you guys time here before these storms actually get going. If you guys, you know, the 18 of you guys that are in here on my side and whoever's watching on Austin's side, you guys got friends, spread the word, let them know what's going on. That is crucial to any type of severe weather setup. We've got some random severe storms here in Nebraska, by the way.
Yeah, we are trying our very best over here with everything that we're given. I'm monitoring some situations over here to begin with in the studio as well, trying to see how I can make my streams better to be more reliable.
Yeah, no joke. We've got a tour possible in Nebraska here.
That's nice. Excuse me. Again, guys, I'm trying to be professional.
Got a little bit of yeah, guys, he's got the hiccups. It's all good. We got a little bit of an inflow notch here. It's very, very tiny.
That Grady is just staying still. Grady is staying still. That's insane.
He needs to take a deep breath, hold Deep breath, hold breath, and chug water. Exhale, breathe fully, chug water.
They will go away.
Love my chat over here. I love it.
They will go away.
Repeat until he burps. You guys in the chat.
I need to get my diaphragm.
Yeah, guys, go over there and give Austin some love.
I just need to get like that diaphragm to just like stop and stay down.
Just stay down. You're done. Oh my goodness. Yeah, look at these little baby cells. Oh wait, that's not now. Never mind. That is earlier. Let me pop that back up. I hate when you look at an old radar and it's down and it shows data from like the day before.
Right?
It's so annoying. Yeah, we've got a new storm here. This is new over the portals area. These little discrete cells that are popping up. I'm telling you, ask him. What would I ask him? Y'all give me some questions in the chat to ask Austin. We'll give him a question if he wants one.
I'm just very weird. HDX is completely blind to the east. That's nice. Why even have radar then if you're going to be blind to the east?
Damn thing. They need to fix it. I'm not over it. Go like fart in your bathroom and then retry it again, and then like sniff it in. Give yourself some gas exhale. Oh my goodness. I don't know. I think
you guys are funny over there.
It's freaking hilarious. Dude, my chat is always insane. I kid you not.
They are.
I still can't believe you had a good amount of people in your stream earlier, Austin. Seriously, I was watching that. You had about 200 people in there.
Yeah. That I do.
You're doing amazing. Super, super proud of you, bud. Hell yeah.
I had almost 300 at one point.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo!
Hell yeah. All right, so we've got a little bit of an inflow notch here that's coming into this storm. It's got a little bit of tribe area rotation up here in it, but it's nothing too concerning. We got rotation. Just kidding. Tell him to sing Adele at the top of his lungs. I feel like that would do it. I mean, he could sing. Like, if we could get Austin to sing, that would be awesome.
Oh,
guys,
Lord.
If you guys go over there and you drop a universe on him, he'll sing. Ask him what his favorite. What is your favorite movie?
My favorite movie.
What is your favorite?
That is a good question. That is a good question. I mean, I have a few. I have a few that probably some of your chat may not even know. I mean, obviously Twister. I mean, that's so overrated to begin with in storm chasing.
We love
movie
the
wise,
movie, though.
It's a weird one, but I like Frequency.
Okay.
Frequency is a good one, you know?
Older. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, absolutely.
Dude changes history by talking to his dad over ham radios. What inspired me to get my ham radio license. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Ladder 49 was a really good movie as well. National Security. I mean, that may be touching into some waters I don't want to go down on a recording or a stream. But
we love National Security.
National Security with Martin Lawrence. I love Martin Lawrence as an actor to begin with. Martin Lawrence is a super awesome actor, and yeah, I mean, those are primarily some. Now, I was involved. I was on the second unit with the assistant director team. To film Jason Momoa's Sweet Girl. We filmed that right before COVID hit. I think I got COVID from that set before it was officially known. Won't go into specifics, but we had a lot of foreign ADs that came over from Asia, and we all got terribly sick there. But it was a fun movie to film. Haven't watched it yet. It's kind of a weird thing. If you had a bad experience on a film set, you kind of just don't go watch that movie. You're kind of like, I remember, or you sit there and you point out where, like, I remember when so-and-so did this during this take, or, and then you nitpick it, and that's the worst thing. So I've only seen, like, maybe 20 minutes of Sweet Girl, and, yeah, it was good. I mean, but reading the script over and over, and you film it in bits and pieces,
Oh, absolutely.
I was in Manhunt, Lone Wolf, or Deadly Games, whatever the title is. They changed it every other week. We filmed that locally, and I was in that actually as a soldier. So that was kind of neat and interesting. I was in Dear Zoe with Sadie Sink from Stranger Things. She was the ginger. Yeah,
Yeah.
I filmed that. I was one of the tourists at Kennywood that we filmed it at, and then I did a lot of kind of independent film projects as well as a producer and as a director. So I've done
awesome.
I've done a good bit. I'm on IMDb. Hasn't been updated in a while, but yeah, no, it was always fun, and hence why I love doing media chasing now as well.
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, I worked for I worked for CBS News as a stringer. We have a day 3 out, and it's another Slim Jim marginal.
It is a Slim Jim.
It's a Slim Jim going the whole way up from North Dakota down to Texas. Texas.
Again?
Uh-huh. I don't get it, man. Yeah, because day 1, day 2, and day 3 is all right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no joke, Jared. It doesn't. It really doesn't. So day 2 and day 3 are just the same, literally.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, we've got Texas was almost out of it. Texas is almost out of it.
Almost.
Texas might get lucky. We'll see.
They're almost out of it.
I'm reading the description here for it. Okay, one or more corridors of greater severe thunderstorm coverage are possible. One such corridor is across the southern high plains where vertical shear is expected to be strongest. Another corridor is across eastern Wyoming vicinity. There's a low amplitude shortwave trough may move through during the afternoon and evening. Uncertainty regarding the low level moisture field and some potential for capping precludes the confidence needed to elude higher severe probabilities with this outlook. So I think we're going to get higher up on Sunday. There's just no confidence with it.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so that's like tomorrow too. Tomorrow would be a kind of a waiting game. I think tomorrow we'll see a slight, and I think we can maybe see a slight on Sunday if the models continue.
Tomorrow is where we're going.
I mean, they're playing it right. They're playing it smart. We just got a new severe thunderstorm warning on that cell that popped up south of Clovis that I told you, and it's going towards Clovis.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all, unfortunately.
This has got a little bit of outflow and inflow on it as well. We've still got storms that are firing off here. This is crazy. Guys, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, 3:30 in the morning here, and we've got storms that are still firing off here in severe criteria. So this just goes to tell you guys once again, like last night, the environment is beyond buoyant at this point. We are dealing with atmospheric conditions that are very, very favorable for any type of severe weather at this point. So it's definitely trying to get itself together. I honestly probably, Austin, just to give us some time to breathe and get some rest, I probably will get off here in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, most definitely we need to, I need to finalize, I need to clean up our workstation over here, and
yeah.
I may break out. I'm going to try to peek some settings here or possibly look into activating the live view setup tomorrow just to have a dedicated stream out to YouTube, just because I'm noticing a little bit of some CPU bottleneck on the system here. I was kind of also specking out maybe a secondary computer setup, like a new computer setup, but I also don't want to dig too much in. You know, I could do it. I just with the whole political structure we got going on right now, and unsure of this debt ceiling, I don't want to drop $2,500 on something when God only knows what the economy is going to look like in 4 weeks. No, nothing against you guys. Nothing against you guys. But I don't want to bite off a little more than I could chew right now.
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah, I might, honestly too. We'll see what I get for my birthday rankings. I might get a second laptop too, and then stream on too, because the RAM on this is horrible.
Yeah, I mean, that's my big thing. I got a killer CPU. I got a GPU. I got me a nice RTX 4090. But my CPU is the bottleneck right now. It's a 5800X. So it's not too bad. But also encoding on both TikTok Studio and OBS, it's just running into just a little bit of bottleneck. And I love my screens. If you guys click on my profile and watch my videos, you guys will see I have about gazillion screens, and all I need is just one more output on this graphics card, and it doesn't have it, and so I can go to our encoder. But I may be able to work something with the USB to USB-C. Possibly. Don't know.
Yeah.
Kind of hope, though.
Heck yeah.
Just depends on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'll think about that and play around with it as well once we get off here. And we're just going to play around and hope something will work with it so that way I can bring you a much better quality stream.
No, you're all good. It's my stream that sucks, dude. My computer can barely hold the whole OBS thing. It works. I just have to stream one at a time. So,
right.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. It's all good. If I have to keep streaming on TikTok until this thing goes south, I'll do it. So,
right.
I thought I was gonna get it takes, I guess, 24 hours for my thing to go on my mobile thing for YouTube.
Yeah, it does.
So if I have to
just
show my phone like we were talking about earlier and do it that way, knowing that my stream actually works now, I don't have to kind of watch it. I can watch from the comments on my laptop. So.
Right, yeah, definitely.
We'll see. We'll get it fixed up.
Figure it out.
Yeah, I probably will be going. Tomorrow I'll be going live from my phone at work. I'm not going to bring my computer because I'm going to have my coworker with me tomorrow, and I just won't have the quietness for the setup. So
right,
I'll have to go live tomorrow whenever I can actually go live. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Maybe I can get rid of him early.
Yeah, no,
typically like to send him home early.
Yeah, no, guys. We will definitely be going on. Nani, thank you for that heart me a little bit earlier. If you're still in, thank you for that. We're going to do our best here. I'm going to probably spend the next good old half hour here till 4 a.m. just finalizing my stream setup for tomorrow, and that way we got something that doesn't lag or have any issues. So,
exactly.
Appreciate everyone that's been in here, though.
Yep, I'm going to call it a night on here, guys. Like I said, if you guys are in here, hit that follow button. I appreciate y'all for being in here. I'm going to probably, if I can get up before I go to work tomorrow and get on here for a couple hours and get on a stream and talk to you guys about it in the updates.
Dallas,
I'll probably
you guys are fine.
Tomorrow.
Dallas, you guys are fine.
Yeah, but you guys will be good.
But thank you guys
so
much.
I appreciate y'all for being here. I'm going to end this here, and we'll be back on with I'll be back on with another update tomorrow here at some point. Yep. So, yeah, y'all have a wonderful night. Stay safe, and get ready for tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. Peace out, guys.